The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has stated that against insinuations in some quarters that the corporation was indicted by the recent audit report of PricewaterhouseCoopers on misappropriation of about $1.48 billion, that in the actual sense, the audit report has actually vindicated the NNPC of any previous allegations and accusations of financial misappropriation. Speaking to newsmen during a press conference in Abuja to state the position of the corporation concerning the audit report, the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Joseph Dawa, said that the $1.48 billion that the report asked the NNPC to pay into the Federation account was not part of the unremitted revenues from crude oil sales.
The issue of outstanding $1.48 billion NNPC signature bonus in quotes is in fact the balance of the book value of the divested assets as assessed by DPR yet to be paid into the Federation account by NNPC. This does not in any way constitute an indictment. Meanwhile, this value is still being reconciled with the Department of Petroleum Resources. Let me emphasize that there is no money missing. However, the delay in payment of the true value of the divested assets is due to the unfinished reconciliation process amongst NNPC, DPR, and other agencies of government. It is therefore pertinent to note that the $1.48 billion amount was not part of the alleged unremitted revenues from crude oil sales, but the balance of the good and valuable consideration of the divested assets as assessed by the Department of Petroleum Resources.
Dr. Dawa added that the Minister of Petroleum, Mrs. Desiani Alison Madueke, has directed that the NNPC works closely with the Department of Petroleum Resources to defray the unreconciled amount referred to in the report. While answering questions from newsmen on the kerosene subsidy issue from 2009 and the level of transparency in the accounting system of the corporation, the Group Executive Director of Finance and Accounts, Mr. Bernard Oti, stated that the corporation is very transparent in all its dealings.
Now recall, the kerosene subsidy was a result of the fact that the subsidy withdrawal initiated from the presidency did not eventually conform with the requirements of the law. And Labour approached the presidency complaining on the impact of that directive on the population, resulting that the Minister of Petroleum at that time was unable to proceed further. The laws governing petroleum product changes are very clear in terms of the process and procedure and all the details that need to take place before it becomes effective in law. On the issue of transparency in the accounting of NNPC, well, when the first allegation is 49 billion, second one was 10.something billion, next was 20 billion, sometimes it was 12 billion. It's best for you to now know whether it's about the accounting transactions of NNPC or the perception of the complainant.
For the past 15 months, there has been this controversy about missing money from the NNPC that was raised by the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Lamido Sanusi. With the forensic audit by PricewaterhouseCoopers, that allegation is gradually being laid to rest. The Group Managing Director of NNPC has clearly stated today that no money is missing. The question is, will this permanently put that issue to rest? From the NNPC towers in Abuja, Nigeria, I am Festus Ejiroge Nefifen for Ben Television News.
The United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has charged Nigerian military and other security agencies to maintain neutrality in the forthcoming general elections. Representative or UN Secretary General for West Africa, Ibn Shemba, gave the charge in a chat with journalists after a closed-door meeting with the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, in Abuja.
Insecurity. So we expect security agencies to be fair to all the parties, to act professionally, and to ensure an atmosphere in which Nigerians can freely express their free will and choice. We have commended General Buhari, just as yesterday I had the opportunity to do with His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Jonathan, and the PDP, that both parties have acted, and their leaders, with a sense of maturity, and we are all very pleased with what we see. We want Nigerians to continue to surprise the world.
UN representatives also appeal to Nigerians to avoid violence in the forthcoming elections.
We have had very, very constructive and fruitful discussions with His Excellency General Muhammadu Buhari. The message is a common message from both the AU and the UN. It is one which is urging leaders such as himself, their political parties, the followers, to all exercise maximum restraint, to put the supreme interest of Nigeria above all else, and to ensure credible, peaceful, inclusive elections in Nigeria, March 28 and April 11.
Meanwhile, General Muhammadu Buhari has restated call for peaceful, free and fair election.
We said INEC has played its last card. That's the limit. Saturday, 29th of May, there must be an election. And it's up to the government to make sure that the election is free, fair and credible.
From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdeli reporting.
People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Organization says the decision of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to postpone the general election was as a result of its ill preparedness. Director General of the campaign organization, Senator Amadou Ali, while addressing journalists in Abuja, accused the INEC chairman, Professor Atahiru Jaga, of being biased over the distribution of the Permanent Voters Card, PVC. Senator Ali, in his speech, wondered why a state under siege like Borno State will register more PVC collection than Lagos State, pointed out that the commission might have allowed its distribution of the PVC to be tampered with. Ali, joined by the Director of Media and Publicity of the campaign organization, Chief Femi Fani-Kayode, therefore insisted that the shift in election date was meant to save INEC from monumental embarrassment. LM Chukwemeka reports. Labour Party says they are fully in support of the Independent National Electoral Commission's decision to use the permanent voters' cards during elections, despite calls from some political parties demanding for the use of the temporary voters' card. National chairman of the party, Comrade Abdulsalami Abdulkadi, said this in Abuja during an exclusive chat with Ben Television.
They should use permanent voters' cards. That is better than temporary voters' cards or the previous ones.
Well,
because with this, Muhammad Ali will not come to vote in Nigeria. Qatar will not come to vote in Nigeria. It's only Nigerians who will vote in Nigeria. So we should use the permanent voters card.
He also believed that the 6th extension by INEC will help the commission distribute the PVCs.
Put the issue of security aside, but you must not say that certain Nigerians would not have the right to express their fundamental human rights. It will not be proper that 35% of eligible Nigerian voters will not elect or vote their own choice of person, the person they like, the person they prefer. So, security aside, I do believe that it is proper and is in accordance according to the law.
Mr. Salam called on Nigerians to have faith in themselves and avoid anything that will cause violence before, during, and after elections.
We don't learn from history. The worst that will happen to this country has come and gone, and that was during the June 12th. We will never experience such thing again. Before those fanning embers of blood, war, we know them. Before the shifting date, they were telling Nigeria that if there's any shifting date, blood will flow, people will die. But they have shifted the date. Nobody raised eyebrow. So, well, after election will come and gone, and there will be no war. There will be peace. So Nigerians, we should have faith in this country. We should have confidence and absolute faith in ourselves.
He also noted that the Labour Party is fully prepared for the general elections, noting that the party has no presidential candidate or supporting anyone for now. LM Chukwemeka report for Ben TV.
Nigerian air passenger traffic dropped to 3.52 million passengers in the third quarter of 2014 from the 3.83 million passengers recorded in quarter 2 of the year. The National Bureau of Statistics reported recently that the total passenger traffic in quarter 2 of 2014 stood at 3,832,477 passengers, which was a rise of 415,500 passengers of 12.16% from the quarter 1. However, the third quarter saw a slower quarterly rise of 403,541 passengers, totaling 3,520,518. Analysis showed that a total of 10,769,972 passengers used the airports in Nigeria in the first 3 quarters of 2014. The latest report indicated that the top 5 airports patronized by passengers include Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, and Kano Airport in order of highest number of traffic recorded.